雨下了一夜，清晨的薄雾里，青阳宗的山门宛如一头沉默的巨兽。叶晨跪在泥水里，双膝已失去知觉。山门紧闭，两名守山弟子分立两侧，如对待丧家之犬般俯视着他。The gate guarding disciple on the left was named Wang Hu. He used to chop wood with Ye Chen. Ye Chen, why are you still kneeling? The sect leader already said you don't even qualify as a menial servant. 我要见 Sect leader， 求他再给我一次机会。Wang Hu laughed, the sound piercingly harsh in the rain. Give your spiritual root test couldn't even reach the lowest yellow grade. What's the point of giving you a chance to waste the sect's? 叶晨没有动，他紧紧攥着双拳，剧痛让他有些昏沉。他想起了3年前他刚来宗门的那一天。
孩子，你的骨相不错。
Back then, he thought he could make something of himself, could give his broken-down family in the village a better life.
But now, he couldn't even get through the gate of the Qingyang sect.
The disciple on the right kicked a clod of mud, splashing it across Yi Chen's face. If a waste like you runs into them, not even your bones will be left. 王虎拔出腰间的刀，刀身在雨中闪着寒光。还不走？是要我砍断你的胳膊才肯滚开吗？叶晨终于站了起来，他看了一眼王虎，没说什么，便转身走下山去。A waste is a waste. Can't even spit out a harsh word. And this guy wants to cultivate immortality. Go farm your land back home. Yi Chen kept his head down, step by step, walking down the mountain. 山路泥泞，他摔倒2次，却又站起继续前行。雨势渐大，似乎要吞没一切。他走了整整2个小时。才来到了青阳城山脚下的青阳城。The town was small, with one main street running east to west. Most of the shops along the street were closed, except for a steam bun shop still puffing out steam. 叶晨在他湿透的衣袍里摸索着，只找到了3枚铜钱，他的所有家当。
The night was as thick as spilled ink. Ye Chen crouched on an old locust tree outside the wall of a blood-fiend sect branch compound, staring at the brightly lit stone house at the center of the compound. The treasure vault was beneath it according to the branch layout map. The entrance to the underground chamber was hidden behind a bookshelf inside the stone house. He touched the key fragment in his storage ring, a hint of a smile curling at the corner of his mouth. Waited half the night. And it's finally quiet. The patrols in the compound had been reduced from 3 shifts at dusk to just 1, and 2 of the torches on the watchtower had gone out. These bloodfiend sect grunts thought tightening security could stop him, but they had no idea he'd already memorized their shift changes. Ye Chen dropped silently from the tree, activated his concealment art, and melted into the darkness like a shadow. He crept along the base of the compound wall to the side of the stone house, slipped through a window, and landed without disturbing a speck of dust. The stone house was cluttered with junk, a broken weapon rack, dusty tables and chairs, a few large chests. Following the map's directions, he went to the bookshelf against the north wall and reached under the 3rd shelf, where he felt a protruding wooden wedge. He pressed down hard. Click. The bookshelf slid silently to the left, revealing a stone staircase descending into the ground, with dim light flickering up from below. Yi Chen took a deep breath, slipped sideways into the opening, and the bookshelf slid shut behind him. The staircase was short about 20 steps to the bottom. Before him stretched a narrow corridor with a few oil lamps set into the stone walls on either side, their yellow light barely illuminating the path ahead. At the end of the corridor was a heavy stone door, engraved with a pattern of crossed keys, identical to the markings on the fragment in his storage ring. This is it. Yi Chen pulled out the palm-sized silver key fragment and inserted it into the recess in the center of the stone door. Click. A sound of gears turning came from inside the door, and then the entire door began to sink slowly, revealing the space beyond. A dense wave of spiritual energy hit him in the face. Ye Chen's pupils contracted sharply. The treasure vault wasn't large, about the size of a single room, but what was inside made him hold his breath for a moment. On a stone platform in the center, neatly stacked, were over 200 medium-grade spirit stones, glowing with a faint blue light. Beside the platform was a wooden rack holding 3 jade bottles, each engraved with the words, Spirit Root Tempering Pill. Spirit Root Tempering Pills? Yeah! Yi Chen's heart pounded. These were rarer than Foundation establishment pills. They could directly improve the purity of one's spirit root, fundamentally altering one's cultivation talent. He had seen records of them in the Qingyang Sect's scripture library. A single pill was worth over 1,000 spirit stones, and they were priceless because the formula had been lost long ago. He hurried to the wooden rack, picked up a jade bottle, and pulled out the stopper. 3 pills the size of dragon eyes lay quietly at the bottom of the bottle. crystal clear and emitting a faint golden halo. The scent of the medicine entered his nostrils, and the chaos body refining art in his dantian immediately began to circulate on its own, as if it had caught a whiff of some supreme delicacy. Good stuff! Without hesitation, Ye Chen tipped a pill into his mouth. The pill dissolved on his tongue, and a scorching stream of energy instantly surged through his limbs and bones, like countless fine needles threading through his meridians. He grunted, quickly sat cross-legged and activated the chaos body, refining art, to guide the medicinal power. The effect of the spirit root tempering pill was even more violent than he had imagined. The medicinal power washed through his meridians like a tide, and with each surge, his spirit root became more translucent. He could clearly feel the impurities clogging his body being stripped away and expelled bit by bit, leaving his meridians smoother than ever before. Not enough, one more. Yi Chen gritted his teeth and swallowed another tempering pill. The two surges of medicinal power collided and merged within him, forming a quamball energy flood. Every pore on his body began to ooze black impurities, and a layer of sticky grime covered his skin. The chaos body refining art spun wildly, and the spiritual energy in his dantian seemed to ignite, churning violently. The barrier at the peak of the 9th layer of chi refining shattered in that instant. Boom! A powerful aura burst from Ye Chen's body, rattling the spirit stones on the platform. The spiritual energy in his body surged like a river breaking its banks. His dantian expanded to twice its size, and his spirit root purity soared from an initial 5% to 15%. Foundation establishment. He had finally broken through. Ye Chen opened his eyes, feeling the surging power within him, and couldn't help but smile. The feeling of foundation establishment was a world apart from chi refining. His perception range had expanded tenfold, his spiritual energy reserves had quintupled, and even his physical strength had increased significantly. But the next second, his smile froze. Thump, 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 urgent footsteps and shouts came from above. Spiritual energy fluctuation. From the vault. Hurry! Someone's broken in. Ye Chen's face changed. The spiritual energy fluctuation from his breakthrough had alerted the guards. He quickly scanned the remaining items in the vault: over 200 medium-grade spirit stones, 1 spirit root tempering pill, and a palm-sized black token engraved with the words Myriad Worlds Merchant Alliance. No time to examine them closely. Ye Chen swept everything into his storage ring and turned to dash toward the corridor. Just as he reached the foot of the staircase, a loud bang came from above the stone door. Someone had smashed through the bookshelf from outside. Don't let him escape. Ye Chen gritted his teeth. Instead of retreating, he charged forward, planting his foot on the step and launching himself like a cannonball toward the opening. As soon as his upper body emerged, he saw 3 late-stage chi refining guards raising their blades to strike at him. Looking for death. Ye Chen flipped his left hand, channeling chaos spiritual energy into his palm, and struck out with a single palm. Bam! The guard in front didn't even have time to scream before he was sent flying, crashing into the wall, spitting blood, and falling unconscious on the spot. The remaining 2 guards froze for a moment. Before they could react, Ye Chen had already shot out of the opening, landing a reverse elbow strike on the second guard's temple while sweeping his right leg to break the third guard's kneecap. 3 moves. 3 men down. Ye Chen shook the blood off his hand and burst out of the stone house. The compound was in chaos. Over a dozen torches flared up from all directions as guards raised their swords and blades and closed in on him. Leading them was a bald, burly man at the early Foundation establishment stage, wielding a battle axe, his face twisted with malice. You little bastard! Daring to break into a blood-fiend sect branch, you've got a death wish. Ye Chen didn't waste words. He charged straight at him. His movement technique was more than twice as fast as during the chi refining stage. With a light tap of his toe on the ground, he turned into a blur and appeared before the bald man in an instant. The man's pupils shrank and he swung his axe. But Yi Chen was faster. He sidestepped the axe blade, brought his right hand together with fingers pointed, condensed chaos spiritual energy at his fingertips, and drove a single finger into the man's chest. Pfft! A bloody hole exploded in the man's chest, his eyes bulged wide, and he toppled straight back, dead. The surrounding guards were all stunned. A branch leader at the early Foundation establishment stage, killed by a single finger from this teenager who looked barely in his teens? What are you waiting for? Rush him together! Someone shouted! The remaining guards exchanged glances, gritted their teeth, and charged. Ye Chen took a deep breath. The sword-intent seed in his dantian glowed faintly. He grabbed a broken wooden stick from the ground, infused it with chaos spiritual energy, and a faint golden light spread over its surface. Slash! He swung the stick in a horizontal arc. An invisible sword key shot out from the tip of the stick, tracing an arc through the air. The 3 guards in front were cut in half at the waist, blood and entrails spilling across the ground. The remaining guards were terrified out of their wits. They turned and fled. Monster! He's a monster! Run! Ye Chen didn't give chase. He turned, vaulted over the compound wall, and plunged into the dense forest. After running 5 or 6 li, he finally stopped, leaning against a large tree to catch his breath. That was close. He touched his storage ring, confirmed everything was there, and a smile crept across his face. This haul was enormous. Over 200 medium-grade spirit stones, equivalent to more than 20,000 low-grade spirit stones, enough to buy a mountain of cultivation resources. He had used 2 of the 3 spirit root tempering pills, with 1 left, plus that Myriad Worlds Merchant Alliance temporary token. Every single item was a treasure. Ye Chen found a hidden cave, crawled inside, blocked the entrance with rocks, and sat cross-legged to take stock of his gains. First, he took out the Myriad Worlds Merchant Alliance token and examined it from all angles. The token was pitch black, with the words Myriad Worlds Merchant Alliance stamped in gold on the front. On the back was a map marking the locations of several Merchant Alliance outposts in the Eastern Wasteland. The Myriad Worlds Merchant Alliance. Yi Chen muttered to himself. I've heard it's the largest underground trading organization in the Eastern Wasteland. You can buy anything, sell anything. With this token, I can enter their internal trading grounds. He then took out the remaining spirit root tempering pill, sniffed its medicinal fragrance, and nodded in satisfaction. 1 left. I'll use it during my next breakthrough. Finally, he pulled a palm-sized silver fragment from his storage ring, a secret realm key fragment. Combined with the one he had obtained from the check-in earlier, he now had 2. 3 more to go to open the secret realm. Ye Chen squinted. There must be a ton of resources and opportunities inside. If I can get in, I might have a shot at breaking through to the golden core stage. He put everything away, leaned against the cave wall, and stared at the ceiling, lost in thought. Breaking through to Foundation establishment was good, but trouble followed close behind. He had looted the Blood Fiend Sect branch's treasure vault and killed its leader. Bai Yu must have already received the news. The pursuit would only get more intense from here, and the next wave might not just be golden core cultivators. Running isn't the solution. Ye Chen frowned. I need to find a place to rapidly improve my strength. He took out the Myriad Worlds Merchant Alliance token and looked at the map on the back. The nearest outpost was in Blackstone City, on the edge of the Eastern Wasteland, about 3 days' travel away. That's where I'll go. Ye Chen stood up, brushed the dust off his clothes, pushed aside the rocks at the cave entrance, and sped off toward Blackstone City. In the darkness, his figure flitted through the dense forest like a ghost, moving at an astonishing speed. Foundation establishment speed was 3 times faster than Qi refining. 3 hours later, as dawn was breaking, Ye Chen had covered over 300 li and arrived at the foot of a barren mountain. He stopped to take a drink of water and was about to continue when he heard the sounds of a fight in the distance. Someone? Ye Chen squinted, suppressed his aura, and quietly crept closer. After cresting a hill, he saw a clearing at the foot of the mountain where 7 or 8 black-clad figures were attacking a woman in white. The woman wielded a cyan longsword, her swordsmanship sharp, but she was clearly exhausted, with several wounds on her body. Someone from the Heavenly Secrets Pavilion? Yi Chen noticed the token at her waist engraved with the word Heavenly Secrets. He was about to turn and leave when the woman lifted her head, revealing a face of stunning beauty, features so delicate they seemed painted, with a cool, aloof air about her brows. Yi Chen froze. Not because of her beauty, but because he recognized that face. Liu Ruyan, the young master of the Heavenly Secrets Pavilion. The woman Bai Yu had mentioned, sent to get close to him on orders. Interesting. Ye Chen licked his lips. Ran into her sooner than I thought. He leaned against a tree, not intervening immediately, but watching quietly. Liu Ruyan's strength was not weak. She was at the peak of Foundation establishment, and her swordsmanship was exquisite. But among the black-clad attackers, 2 were also at Foundation establishment, working in perfect coordination, clearly trained assassins. The young master of the Heavenly Secrets Pavilion being hunted? Ye Chen frowned. Could this be a trick Bai Yu set up? He decided to wait and see. Liu Ruyan forced back one black-clad figure with her sword, but another took the opportunity to strike from behind, thrusting at her back. Watch out! Yi Chen couldn't help shouting. Liu Ruyan reacted quickly, twisting to avoid the vital spot, but the blade still cut a gash across her shoulder, staining her white clothes with blood. Gritting her teeth, she retreated to a large rock and glared coldly at the encircling black-clad figures. Who are you people? Do you dare to lay a hand on the Heavenly Secrets Pavilion? The leaders sneered. We're here to kill people from the Heavenly Secrets Pavilion, that's who. Ye Chen watched from the tree, his mind racing. Save her? Or not? Saving her meant walking right into Bai Yu's trap. Letting her die would ruin Bai Yu's plan and save him a headache. But on second thought, if Liu Ruyan died, Bai Yu would just send someone else to get close to him. Then he'd have no idea what methods they'd use, putting him at an even greater disadvantage. Better to turn the tables. Ye Chen took a deep breath, jumped down from the tree, and landed in front of Liu Ruyan. Who goes there? The black-clad figures raised their weapons warily. Ye Chen didn't speak. He just acted. His form flickered, appearing before the leader, and he threw a punch. Bam, the leader didn't even have time to react before he was sent flying, crashing into a cliff, face 10 zhang away, spitting blood. The remaining black-clad figures were all stunned. Lu Ruyan was also stunned, staring at the suddenly appearing youth, a flicker of surprise in her eyes. Yi Chen turned to her and flashed a grin. "Miss, need a hand?" Liu Ruyan looked at him for 2 seconds, then said softly, "Thank you for saving me, young master." Ye Chen waved his hand dismissively, then turned to the remaining black-clad figures. "Are you going to scram on your own, or do I have to send you off?" The black-clad figures exchanged glances, then turned and fled. Ye Chen watched their retreating backs, a hint of a smile curling at his lips. He knew this was just the beginning. And Liu Ruyan was the key to turning the tables on Bai Yu. Ye Chen stood in the main hall of the Myriad Realm Commerce Alliance, watching Steward Liu's back as he hurried into the back hall. He calculated the value of the Foundation Establishment pill formula in his mind. He remembered that when the system had rewarded him with this formula, it had only called it a complete Foundation Establishment pill formula, never mentioning it had been lost for 500 years. But now, it seemed this thing was far more valuable than he had imagined. "Young master, please follow me." Before long, Steward Liu emerged from the back hall, followed by an old man with graying hair. The old man wore a gray robe, and a purple token hung from his waist, engraved with the words, Myriad Realm Commerce Alliance Senior Steward. "This is our Blackstone City branch's senior steward, surnamed Zhou," Steward Liu introduced. Senior Steward Zhou sized Ye Chen up, his gaze lingering on his face for 2 seconds before he spoke. "Young friend, please come to the inner hall to talk." Ye Chen followed the two into the back hall, passed through a long corridor, and arrived at an elegant tea room. The room wasn't large, but it was tastefully arranged. A landscape painting hung on the wall, and a set of purple clay tea utensils sat on the table. "Please, have a seat." Senior Steward Zhou pointed to the chair opposite him. Yi Chen sat down. Steward Liu stood to the side, not taking a seat. Senior Steward Zhou personally poured a cup of tea and pushed it in front of Yi Chen. "Young friend, you say you have the complete formula for the Foundation Establishment pill?" "That's right." "Could this old man take a look?" Yi Chen hesitated for a moment, then pulled a piece of yellowed paper from his bosom. It had appeared directly in his hand when the system rewarded him with the formula. The material felt like some kind of beast hide, densely covered with writing and illustrations of medicinal herbs. Senior Steward Zhou took the formula and examined it carefully. His expression shifted from initial calm to gradually becoming solemn, and finally to shock. This truly is the complete Foundation Establishment pill formula." Senior Steward Zhou's voice trembled slightly, and it's even more detailed than what ancient text recorded, clearly marking the age requirements for each medicinal herb, the processing methods, and even the refining temperature. Ye Chen breathed a silent sigh of relief. System products were always top quality. "Young friend, where did you obtain this formula?" Senior Steward Zhou raised his head, his gaze burning as he stared at Yi Chen. "It's a family heirloom," Yi Chen said without changing his expression. Senior Steward Zhou smiled, clearly not believing him, but didn't press further. "Young friend, do you know the value of this formula?" "I know a bit," Ye Chen said. "It's been lost for 500 years, so it should be quite valuable." "Valuable is an under..." Senior Steward Zhou slapped the table. 500 years ago, after the Foundation Establishment pill formula was lost, the number of Foundation Establishment pills across the entire eastern wasteland plummeted. The pills we have now are all dug up from ancient ruins, selling for over 1,000 spirit stones each, and everyone consumed is one less. With the complete formula, the Myriad Realm Commerce Alliance can mass-produce Foundation Establishment pills. When that happens... He paused, lowering his voice. "Young friend, how do you intend to sell this formula?" Ye Chen took a sip of tea, unhurried. "I'm not selling." Senior Steward Zhou was taken aback. "Not selling?" "That's right." Yi Chen set down his teacup. "I want to trade the formula for something." "What something?" "A black gold token." The smile on Senior Steward Zhou's face froze. Steward Liu also drew in a sharp breath. "Young friend, do you know what a black gold token means?" Senior Steward Zhou's tone turned serious. "I know," Yi Chen said. "It's the highest level token of the Myriad Realm Commerce Alliance. The holder can enjoy priority service and discounts on all Alliance offerings, including intelligence, pills, techniques, spirit tools, and even hiring the Alliance's guard squad." He had learned all this from the Jade Slip he'd confiscated on the way to Blackstone City. The Jade Slip contained a great deal of information about the Myriad Realm Commerce Alliance, including its token hierarchy. The Alliance's tokens were divided into 4 levels: bronze, silver, gold, and black gold. Bronze tokens were the lowest level, obtainable by spending a certain amount of spirit stones at the Alliance, granting a 10% discount. Silver tokens required spending tens of thousands of spirit stones or making a special contribution to the Alliance, granting a 20% discount. Gold tokens required spending 100,000 spirit stones or making a major contribution, granting a 30% discount and access to some internal intelligence. As for the black gold token, it was the highest level, not issued to the public, only granted to those who had made immense contributions to the Alliance. Holders could enjoy a 50% discount, priority purchasing of rare items, and even mobilize some of the Alliance's forces. Young friend, your appetite is quite large. Senior Steward Joe gave a wry smile. There are only a few black gold tokens in the entire Eastern Wasteland. You want to trade one for a single formula? The complete Foundation Establishment pill formula is worth that price, Yi Chen said. You said it yourself. With the formula, the Alliance can mass-produce Foundation Establishment pills. One pill sells for 1,000 spirit stones, and the cost is at most 100. Refining 1,000 pills a year yields a profit of 900,000 spirit stones. And that's just the beginning. Once the Alliance monopolizes the Foundation Establishment pill market, the profits will be even higher. Senior Steward Joe fell silent. Yi Chen continued, I know a black gold token isn't something given out casually, but I'm not asking for it for nothing. I'm trading the formula, and I can promise that I will only give this formula to the Myriad Realm Commerce Alliance, and no one else. Senior Steward Joe stared at Yi Chen for a long moment, then said, Young friend, this old man cannot make a decision on these terms. Then who can? The Alliance Master, Senior Steward Joe said. The issuance of a black gold token requires the personal approval of the Alliance Master. However, I can give you a promise first. If you hand over the formula to the Alliance, I can first give you a gold token and convert the value of the formula into spirit stones deposited into your Alliance account. Once the Alliance Master approves, I will exchange it for a black gold token. Yi Chen thought it over and nodded. Agreed. Good. Senior Steward Joe slapped the table. Then it's settled. Young friend, please wait a moment. I'll go prepare the contract. He stood up and left, leaving Ye Chen and Steward Liu in the tea room. Steward Liu looked at Ye Chen and couldn't help but ask, Young master, aren't you afraid we'll take the formula and not honor the agreement? No, Ye Chen said with a smile. The Myriad Realm Commerce Alliance has grown this large by relying on its reputation. Ruining its own name for the sake of a single formula would be a foolish trade. Steward Liu was stunned for a moment, then laughed. Young master has keen insight. Before long, Senior Steward Joe returned, holding 2 copies of a contract. Young friend, this is the contract. Take a look. He handed one copy to Ye Chen. Yi Chen took it and read it carefully. The contract was very detailed, covering the usage rights of the formula, profit sharing, confidentiality clauses, and more. Most importantly, it clearly stated that after the Alliance Master's approval, Yi Chen could exchange it for a black gold token. No problem, Yi Chen said, then picked up a brush and signed his name. Senior Steward Joe also signed, then handed one copy of the contract to Yi Chen. Young friend, from this moment on, you are a gold token holder of the Myriad Realm Commerce Alliance. He took a golden token from his bosom and handed it over. Ye Chen took the token. It was heavy in his hand, engraved with the words Myriad Realm Commerce Alliance Gold on one side and his identification number on the back. Congratulations, young master, Steward Leo said with a smile. Thank you. Yu Chen put the token away, then said, By the way, I still have a few questions I'd like to ask. Please, speak freely, Senior Steward Joe said. First, what level is the Blood Fiend Sect's kill order against me? Senior Steward Joe was silent for a few seconds, then said, The Alliance's intelligence on this matter is not very clear either. We only know that the Netherworld Hall's Hallmaster, Mo Yuan, is very interested in you. It seems to be related to something inside your body. Ye Chen's heart stirred. The Chaos Origin. It seemed Mo Yuan had already sensed it. Third, what secret realms in the Eastern Wasteland can I enter? There are many secret realms in the Eastern Wasteland, but most are controlled by the major sects, making it very difficult for independent cultivators to enter, Senior Steward Joe said. However, there is one special secret realm, the Ancient Wasteland Secret Realm. It opens once every 10 years and is not restricted to any sect or independent cultivator. Anyone holding a secret realm key can enter. The Ancient Wasteland Secret Realm? That's right, Senior Steward Joe said. The Ancient Wasteland Secret Realm is a relic left from the ancient era, containing many treasures and inheritances. But it is also very dangerous. It is said that less than 30% of those who enter ever come out alive. Ye Chen thought for a moment, then asked, How do I obtain a secret realm key? The fragments of the secret realm keys are scattered all over the Eastern Wasteland. Collecting 5 fragments allows you to synthesize a complete key, Senior Steward Joe said. The 2 fragments you have are fragments of the Ancient Wasteland Secret Realm key. Yi Chen was startled. How do you know I have fragments? Senior Steward. Joe smiled. The Alliance's intelligence network is broader than you imagine. Ye Chen fell silent. It seemed the Myriad Realm Commerce Alliance's intelligence capabilities were far stronger than he had thought. I suggest you collect the remaining 3 fragments as soon as possible, Senior Steward Joe said. The ancient wasteland secret realm will open in 3 months. When it does, cultivators from all over the eastern wasteland will gather there. If you can assemble the key before the secret realm opens, you can go in and try your luck. Ye Chen nodded. I understand. Also, there is one more thing, Senior Steward Joe said. Although the Bloodfiend Sect's kill order is heaven grade, as long as you stay within Blackstone City, they won't make a move. Blackstone City is the territory of the Myriad Realm Commerce Alliance. The Bloodfiend Sect doesn't have the guts to cause trouble here. Yi Chen breathed a sigh of relief. At least he was safe for now. Thank you, Senior Steward Joe. Yi Chen stood up. I'll take my leave then. Young friend, go safely, Senior Steward Joe said. If you need anything, feel free to come to the Alliance and find me. Yi Chen nodded and turned to leave. As he walked out of the tea room, Steward Liu caught up. Young master, I'll see you out. The two walked side by side out of the Alliance Hall and onto the street. Young master, there's something I'm not sure if I should say. Steward Liu hesitated then spoke. Please. Go ahead. Although the Bloodfiend Sect's kill order is terrifying, the most terrifying thing is not the Bloodfiend Sect. Ye Chen's heart tightened. What do you mean? The Bloodfiend Sect is merely a vassal of the Netherworld Hall. Steward Liu lowered his voice. The one who truly wants your life is the Netherworld Hall. And the Netherworld Hall's Hallmaster, Mo Yuan, is said to have lived for over 3,000 years, with unfathomable cultivation. Since he has set his sights on you, he won't let go easily. Yi Chen fell silent. I suggest you improve your strength as quickly as possible, Steward Liu said. You are safe within Blackstone City, but the moment you leave Blackstone City, you will face the pursuit of the Netherworld Hall. With your current cultivation, it will be very difficult to walk out of the Eastern Wasteland alive. Ye Chen nodded. I understand. Thank you for the warning, Steward Liu. You're welcome. Steward Liu smiled. Take care, young master. With that, he turned and went back into the Alliance. Ye Chen stood on the street, watching the bustling crowd, calculating his next move in his mind. 3 months until the ancient wasteland secret realm opened. He had to collect the remaining 3 secret realm key fragments within those 3 months. At the same time, he had to find a way to improve his strength to deal with the Netherworld Hall's pursuit. The road is still long, he muttered to himself, then turned and headed towards an inn in the city.